Welcome to another Chef Knives to Go quick look product review. I'm Steve Gamache, and this knife is the Masutani VG-10 Damascus Gyuto 180mm knife. So the hardcore cutting steel on this knife is a VG-10 full stainless steel at heat treat around 60 Rockwell, and they do a multi-layered soft stainless cladding on either side of that. And when you get the grind and the etching that they put on it, you can see the layers show up. So you've got that Damascus layered type finish on it, which also they show some layers on the sides of the blade flat. So it's a really nice looking knife. It's a matte finish on that. The bolster and the rivets are also, in the tang you see showing up here, the partial tang, are also stainless. So it's an all stainless blade for easy maintenance. The weight on this one's about 139 grams or 4.9 ounces, and the edge length is right at 180 or about 7.1 inches. Overall length about 12 inches, right on the money, 305 millimeters. And the blade thickness, the spine's about 1.8 millimeters. So pretty much held that all the way down from the handle on out. And then when you hit the grind of the blade, you can see where the grind starts, where the layers start showing up. It flows into a fairly thin tip. The tip's not super skinny, but it's thin enough that it goes pretty darn well through product. And the height is 43.1 millimeters, so not super tall, but the handle's not that wide either, so you've still got pretty good clearance on this. The handle, what's nice about these is the handle is contoured really comfortably, and it's a partial tang. So you've got the tang back here, and that probably extends up through here and then back down. You've got a couple rivets there, but it lightens up the handle significantly and gives you all wood around the back. So the fit and finish wise, it's real easy to do that. And if you happen to have a little area where the wood shrinks a little bit, there's not much you got to sand down if the tang gets proud of the rivet. It's not like a full tang all around construction. Then you've got a simple pinned on bolster with, you know, the fit and finish of this entire blade is surprisingly good for the price range it's at. It's a ton of knife for the money. So what that handle does is bring the balance point back to almost a wah point with the Japanese handle. So it's kind of a hybrid handle. And so there's your balance point just behind a pinch grip. So this handle is really comfortable. It's nice and smooth contours on it. Nice job on that. The, let's see here. The out-of-the-box edge on these is really, really good. So I'm going to say 6, maybe 7 out of 10. They've all, that I've seen, been really sharp out of the box. And here's what the knife looks like up close. So it's a matte finish with the etching. They've got an embossed kanji on it. It's reminiscent of chiseled kanji, but it's not. But it's cool how they have that old school style look without having, it's a way to do it less expensively, but it's got a nice look to it. It's definitely not hand chiseled, but it looks cool nonetheless. They've polished the spine a little bit, the choil a little bit. I mean, the only sharp edges on this is at the bottom of this front of this bolster, but you don't really hit that with your fingers in practice, and it did not bother me one iota. So the knife is a good performing knife. It's fairly thin at the edge, surprisingly thin at the edge, and it's just a good all-around performer. It's not a laser, but it performs quite well, and it's sturdy, it's stiff, nice looking, so it's a great package. Let's look at it on the cutting board. Food release on these, I'd say, is good. It's you've got enough convexing there on the blade road and stuff to make it separate product pretty well, and the finish helps release that food as well. So it's not quite as good as some knives, but it's really pretty good. Decent food release properties and decent food separation properties. Here's your cutting profile, which is a good all-around profile. You've got a little bit of a flat towards the heel, just a slight back belly there, so there's a flat section there. And then front half of the blade, you've got a curve that'll dig in about right there. So the tip's fairly low, and again, I'm getting about right there before I start digging the tip in. So it'll rock over shorter stuff, push-pull cuts, maybe a little bit of chopping towards the back. So pretty versatile profile. So it's just a neat line of knives, and like I said, a ton of value for the money. Good performance, nice looks, good fit and finish, cool kind of hybrid Western handle. It's a neat line. So this is the Masutani VG-10 Damascus Gyuto.